I don't understand Fate Stay Night or Grand Order or whatever it is. I think King Arthur's a lady now, but also there's like a regular King Arthur maybe? I don't really know.
Well, there's like six of them. They're all different like altars, I think, and it's like multi-dimensional. I know you're thinking of the blonde lady with the sword, but there's like 12 of her.
But also her name isn't King Arthur, it's Saber or something?
Mm-hmm.
This is just the type Mooniverse or whatever. It's like 150 different media properties that are all connected and all stem from, I believe, a pornographic visual novel originally.
This is also how I feel about Homestuck. A certain, I guess, era of content that was too complicated for me at 11 years old to understand beyond when there was like a character with a big sword that swung it at people.
Yeah, Homestuck's back. There's a show now. I haven't seen it.
You know what? I've been ignorant for the last 15 years. I will continue to be so.
I mean, the only thing I think is notable about that pilot, other than the fact that like it clearly has zero care for whether you know the source material or not, barrel ahead regardless, is that Toby Fox of Undertale, who back in the day did lots of music for Homestuck, gets to be the voice of, I'm gonna call him John Homestuck, and you know what? Good on you. You made the best known music in Homestuck, and then you got to be John Homestuck one day.
I will say my impression of Homestuck was always this, where I'd be like, wow, this is some like really cool looking fan art I keep seeing, and people are like gushing over this online. And then I go to the website that Homestuck is hosted at, and I look at the actual comic and go, wow, this is the ugliest thing I've ever seen. Am I looking at the right thing? Am I missing something here?
Nope. I mean, I think the original overarching project was called MS Paint Adventures. The bad art was kind of the purpose until it got wildly metatextual. I'm not an expert, but I know a lot of people who are into it. It seems fun, or at least it was a place to be when the internet was still good.
And I from what I understand, a large aspect of this is watching characters kiss or something, or that might just be online fandoms in general. I think that's mostly just what people want from media now.
I would say less kissing, more infamously reproducing using a bucket.
And that's all we need to get into tonight. I am Austin Yorsky, patreon.com/Austin Yorsky to hear us talk about anime and manga and video games and music. We still got to do our Taylor Swift review. You're hearing this 7 months after that album came out that everyone hated. I didn't think it was as bad as everyone else. Maybe we'll get into that. I don't know. In my inventory is Bjork the Siamese cat and Mr. Egg the Chow Chow. Quinn Larios, what's in your inventory?
Hi, I'm Quinn. I'm playing Dicaprio Devereaux. My inventory is currently the zipper costume rack, the Gucci sunglasses, the Dyson Sphering, Nev's disc, aka the nuke, the landscape, the RIP Prada bag, the beautiful quill, the designer pearl chocolates, a ladder, the Silk Spectre, and Très Fantastique, my lipstick that allows me to communicate in different languages.
I realized I was muted, and that didn't help. I should probably say who I am and what I do, but I'm going to be honest, I muted myself because I was trying desperately to grab for one of the really awkward, weirdly written lyrics from that new Taylor Swift album in order to be like, Austin, you got to defend this lyric now. But I'm Laura, I play Doc Hop, I've got items, I'm made of steam as a dragon, that's pretty cool. I got a trash can of holding, an out-of-date pop-up book of Goblin history, Lucky Plush Rabbit's Foot, children's trading card deck of No Synergy, kid's plastic spy kit, a tinfoil telepath hat, a dire muskrat with an ornate magical saddle, a floppy disk that is relevant to Dad's hoard, a digital watch that reminds me of stuff, some golden gym shorts, and a slard.
I want to double check with you. You said spy kit. The Cymbalines have taken
Sorry,
that from
yes,
you.
You're right. I don't have the spy kit right now. You're right. Sorry. I was too busy again trying to... You mentioned Taylor Swift. I was trying to find those bad Taylor Swift lyrics, and my brain's like, nah. I got a little side quest, and then I got distracted.
Austin, what about your love is the key that opened up my thighs?
Ooh.
That's how it is sometimes. That's just the world. Grow up, Quinn.
I was gonna go with They Want That Spring Break that was fucking lit.
She's a song called Canceled, where she talks about like how people stood up for her when whatever happened. And the entire time I was listening, I was like, did Taylor Swift commit a murder I forgot about? Like, why is she? What's she so defensive about?
Laura, you and I are also playing a game with your inventory where if you get more girlfriends than you have thingamabobs, you lose your thingamabobs. My current count is you have 7 Whoozamawatchits, and you have 4 blue girls: Schmegglesby, Falconbridge, Gertrude, and the Sexy Slod is what I wrote. The Sexy Slod does not have a name.
We currently have a buffer of 3. Just to confirm, if we're at even numbers, I stay at my current hoard, correct?
I believe so.
Cool, yeah, so I can balance at 7, and then, like, if a Cymbeline steals something from my pocket, now I'm committed to women.
you can lose those pretty fast. This can swing quite quickly.
Oh, I'm aware of the risks involved here. I'm playing a dangerous game, and we'll see how close I play playing proverbial chicken before this falls apart.
Hello everyone, I'm Dan, and if you subscribe to Austin's secret Patreon tier, you can get access to the reproduction bucket. Anyway, here are the items in my inventory: the Surgeon General's coat, the Golden Gloves of Contact Mike, my anti-magic Megalon crown, Humdrum's ring, a TV lamp, my plane shifting compass, the sweatbands of Rychard Simons. And I have another item. We forgot to get to it in the last episode.
We were having so much fun. You didn't tell me what the Thrycreen gave to you. We can open up the episode with this group scene of the 3 of you. Tell me where you are, and you can just very organically and naturally work that into the scene. I'm sure you're clever, Dan. You can be like, all right, what do you all think about what I said to my dad? And check out these sick boots.
Quite literally, yes. Well, now here's the question. I need to ask you. Now, you know what? I need Quinn's input here. Really, her approval. Austin, you've pushed for things from mythology, right? I have chosen something to give myself a 2 reactions per turn. When I think about things moving very fast, in mythology, that what comes up is Hermes with his winged boots, right? But if I'm also thinking about the fastest thing alive, there is another candidate.
Sonic is also mythology. I think we can all agree.
Wait a minute, was I able to just get things from Sonic this whole time? Fuck this stupid lipstick. Give me like some knuckle gloves or whatnot. Come on.
We've been doing this for 10 years, Quinn. When have I ever told you no?
Every so often you do tell me no, to be clear.
Austin, if I added Shadow the Hedgehog to my inventory, would that be a thingamabob, or would that be in the women category?
I think if it was Sonic, we could do blue, but Shadow is not blue enough for it to count.
Okay, fine. I'll take the less good than Sonic, less good than Shadow one. I guess I'll put them in the blue category.
Are there any blue women in the Sonic franchise? I'm Googling.
I'm certain there are. There's 1,000 blank the animals.
I make my own original character, Dark Blue Sonic. Dark Blue Shadow, that's what I mean.
Jewel the Beetle is kind of blue. She's in the comics.
I lost our place. You all were setting a group scene to discuss anything you want to do before the beginning of the Sycorax arc. During each of our sessions in the downtime, there were things that you said, oh, well, we'll bring this up when we meet up together. We'll flag this for later. Now is later. It's the time.
Yeah, and I guess just keep in mind throughout this entire scene, Rex has really cool red sneakers on. That's just an important detail to remember going forward, I guess.
Hey, Rex.
You know what?
Hey, Rex, sweet sneakers.
Thanks. The Thrycreen gave them to me because they kept running straight into walls. They couldn't turn.
Oh yeah, you don't want to wear those around spikes or anything. You might drop all your stuff on the floor and only have a few seconds to pick it back up.
They should install loop-de-loops in their tunnels. That would probably help them out quite a bit.
I have so many golden rings on my fingers, it would take forever to pick up.
Why are Sonic's shoes considered kingly for attunement purposes? Is he the king of the hogs?
He's the fastest thing alive.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Austin, before you ask stupid questions, think about them for a second.
I think we just have different understandings of monarchy, but go off, I guess.
Well, we did kind of expand it into symbols of power and authority, and fastest thing alive has sort of a level of authority over everything slower than it.
I would argue that Sonic is a symbol of authority because he's running around at the speed of sound. He's got places to go. He's got to follow that rainbow. That sounds authoritative to me.
Any Genesis does what Nintendo don't, Austin.
That, and I think if Sonic the Hedgehog told his legion of neurodivergent fans to do something, they would do it without question.
Okay, I'm not gonna. Okay, I give up.
Anyway, I guess we're at another silly restaurant. Who has a bit?
I'm trying to think of a good one. I'm trying to think of Subway and a pun to use off it, but
I was trying to do Subway as well, and I got like Slime Way because I was trying to go Slug Way, Slime Way. It doesn't quite work.
Jack and the Mimic. Is that anything?
I was also gonna say Jack and the Mimic.
That makes it sound like you're saying
the same.
jacking the Mimic.
Maybe that's the theme of the restaurant, Austin. We can workshop this.
Oh, it's just a guy in a suit, but his head is a big treasure chest.
I think it's Jack *N the Mimic, and it's up to you to interpret what that means.
Oh, like Charles Entertainment Cheese?
Yeah, Jack and the Mimic.
I hate this.
All right, so we're at Jack and Mimic, and Rex walks up to the table where his sisters have already been seated, puts his hands down flat on it with like a thud, takes a deep breath and goes, "I made Dad really mad."
How mad?
Well, first he was depressed and I was trying to talk him through what was happening. And then things escalated. We sort of have been fired from our job.
Oh, I did. Were we supposed to be getting paid for that? I thought this was just something we had to do no matter what.
Well, no, it was an internship. At least how he seemed to consider it.
You made him mad enough that all three of us are in trouble.
Well, he was already unhappy with, I guess, everything we were doing.
Everything? We did some stuff.
Have you ever known him to focus on the success?
I mean, with me, yeah.
Well, I guess we've dragged you down to our level. He's joined my mother.
What?
Well, I mean, he was already with her. He is just actively decided to join, and I guess obliterating small folk is his current standpoint. He spit acid in my face, and actually, I think Rex has made the choice to not let that wound like heal itself. As I almost want to say like a political move, but no, he like his dad made a choice. He's not gonna let him forget it.
Cool. This is a great follow-up to me deciding fuck everything I had planned. We're doing family now. We're doing family above all else. This is a great start to that, huh? I know what Dad's hoard is and how to get in. His old one.
Yeah, we should do that, like, as soon as possible.
Yeah, while this is going on, Hop is, like, tentatively poking the box that her meal came in to check if hers today is the one that's a mimic. Just once a day, your meal is just gonna eat you, and you're gonna really poke and prod to check.
You poke you poke the box too much, it starts getting hard.
Yeah, Hop goes, so... if Dad's already pissed at us, I guess he can only get that much more pissed at us, and I don't know, maybe we find something in there that makes him pissed at us? Probably not, I don't know. We are gonna need an elder dragon to do that.
Oh, well, coincidentally, I just created one the other day, Dicaprio's gonna say, and to note, Dicaprio is sort of wearing, like, that, like, the, like, sunglasses, like, tight sort of bonnet that, oh gosh, what's her name? Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Tiffany.
Thank you, Dan. Yeah, that classic Tiffany wore that one time, as she's like sipping a drink. No, she's also wearing gloves. As she just kind of looks around, and is like, you all remember Lace, right? My attendant slash co-designer on all my attire.
Did anybody say Audrey Hepburn, or did we just skip that?
No one said Audrey Hepburn. No.
Okay,
I couldn't remember her name.
Okay.
I've never seen Breakfast at Tiffany's, so...
I have, but I thought it was funnier to leave it where it was. But yeah, no, it's bad.
Rex nods and says, I remember Lace. I wanted to poach them because they were a good seamstress.
Yes, well, about that, they are now a blue sapphire elder dragon flying around. So, you know,
Uh-huh.
We'll have to see what happens there.
How?
Oh, thank
How?
you, Hop. I borrowed some of your magic mentally and then channeled it through my body to grant her that gift.
That's why I feel... Okay. Cool. You remember that literally drains lifespan off of me to do, right?
So Dicaprio's gonna take off her glove, and you can see her fingers are, like, cracked, like, physically at this point. She's gonna be like, I made sure that the cost was on my end this time, darling.
Hop is a bit in shock here.
Yeah, I think Rex looks at that, and, he knows that, like, Dicaprio has said that, like, she cares about some of them. She's not gonna, like, he's happy about this at the end of the day. He's gonna say, it seems like this is I guess, higher... I've had a couple of attempts thus far to mix success. Some of them are turning into goo, which isn't great. But, I probably more sustainable than, I guess, shattering your soul into pieces, one dragon at a time.
I guess while we're sharing stuff, I'm working on how to make more space exist in the space that exists to put new dragons places. Except now I guess I might just use that plan to go make, like, a non-Euclidean, like, a couple more non-Euclidean spaces I can just go hide in for a while. That seems good.
I think we'll need them either way if we do actually increase the amounts of dragons in the Cookie Mountains. That, and frankly, even if we weren't turning small folk into dragons, eventually we're gonna hit a housing issue.
Yeah. I'm trying to make it so that if you look at a gap between two houses that looks like you couldn't fit anything in there, and then you walk in there, and then there's a whole other street. Like, that's what I'm trying to do, is like, the street behind the street. 'Cause, space is a problem. You all got up to some wild shit. I kind of just did some dates and got into building model villages for a while. You all been up to stuff, huh?
Yeah, so some stuff has been occurring. A couple more things. Like I said, Dad, incredibly hostile. I've already told my small folk, if you see any rare animals just around your territory, just kill them. So, like, probably for the best.
Hop is growing increasingly overwhelmed by this news update.
Well, I do have potentially some good news. I found out some interesting details about potentially what might be the noumenon of this mountain, and going to do some investigating into trying to find it. And also, I saved my mother from an assassination, and if there is an interest, I believe I might be able to get us to join up with her if you both wanted to do that.
Rex will kind of fold his arms and say, while it does make sense to work with her for small folk, she's still currently actively hostile to us, and quite frankly, I wouldn't want to work with her until she actually gives you an apology.
I doubt that would particularly happen, though maybe she'll put out some forced one or some nonsense like that.
No, I don't care what she says in public if she wants to save face for some bullshit. I need her to apologize to you. Because let's say what she's moaned about when you're sniping at each other is true, and she does truly care about you and is trying her best. She has not acknowledged that she isn't the perfect mother she wants to pretend to be, and has made mistakes. If we tried to work with her, we would just eventually get back to this point unless something changes. And the only way that starts is if she, at the very least, takes that singular step to admitting she could have done better, or maybe done anything differently.
True. I am simply putting it out there. I obviously have no interest in working with her, but I am not both of you, and I know that no one really wants to be in this forever war.
I am honestly, if you'd asked me this morning, I would not have predicted we're maybe on better terms with your mum than we are with Dad. Ultimately, it's on you. I'm not gonna push for this if it's a thing that you're not up for. But also, we really are backing ourselves into some corners politically. And if this was you making the suggestion we should do this, I would put aside how fucking terrible she is, if that is where you were at. But I'm not going to be the one to say, let's push that forward, if this is you offering, hoping that we say no, right?
I bring it up with the full transparency of, if it is the interest of both of you, then I will grovel on my knees and beg and plead for her to forgive us and let us join up with her and, Barbus. I think one of the concerns that comes to my mind, though, is it might dramatically shift the way we're approaching bringing small folk into dragonkind. She's not really one for the random acts of kindness that we've been doing. She wants dragons she can control. And also, I may have made a dragon older than her.
Drex is going to take note of Dicaprio saying she's willing to, grovel and, beg her mother, right? And he's just going to, give her a hard look and say, Dicaprio, you're as much an equal part of this trifecta here. You don't need to bear the weight of everything on your shoulders. We're not going to throw you under the bus to your mother just for an advantage.
And I back up what Rex was saying a minute ago, that, this... When you first brought this up, it felt like this was she's willing to apologize and concede some ground to come work with us. And the more you talk, the more it sounds like you would have to go beg for this to happen. And I don't want to put you through that. I said this a while ago, and I guess it's becoming more and more true the more time goes on. The three of us can count on the three of us. And fuck anyone else, kinda, at this point, right?
As I said, there's a bit of relief in Dicaprio as she hears you say that, and her shoulders kind of relax maybe a little bit. She just sort of says, just something to keep in mind if we decide that fighting 2 Elder Dragon Wars at the same time is perhaps too much. We do have a way to at least potentially pause the other one for a brief period of time.
Okay, can we circle back to one other thing real quick though? You made a dragon older than her. How old are we talking? Are we talking older than Dad?
I mean, I don't. Lace was very old, and I believe the transformation kind of works in tandem. If you're a very old small folk, then you become a very old dragon.
Have you counted the rings?
I have not been able to cut off their tail and count the rings inside yet, no.
We'll have to consider that then. If this comes up in Dragon Court.
To my knowledge, Lace is really just entertained by flying around and doing barrel rolls right now, so I don't think there's anything to necessarily concern ourselves with there. Just, a slight wrench might have been thrown into our gerontocracy.
This is super interesting to Hop, because Hop was genuinely curious during her downtime about could she use some wish to age herself up into being the oldest dragon here as a power move in this war, and the answer to that was no. The time cops will get pissed. But interesting to know we do have a way around that.
Is Hop vocalizing that? Because Rex has some things to say.
Yeah. Hop will vocalize that, sure.
So a couple things here. I briefly mentioned it. I have made Dad younger. Remember the Time Dragon Claw? Viola and I were... We were doing some health checkups on him, and since he's always, so self-conscious about his physical condition, we surreptitiously sucked the oldness out of him, just a little bit.
Could you put the oldness somewhere else?
I was planning on creating a bomb out of the key we took from your mother, Dicaprio, to hit her with it.
Oh my. You had quite an eventful past 15 years or so there, Rex.
I have a lot more to say, but we should probably talk about the new one on first.
I mean, we probably should. Very quickly, while we're getting stuff out the way, I have been tracking the Cymbalines to try and find the loom. That might be a thing to pop up the priority list, just because with all of the enemies we have right now, being able to duplicate stuff might be a way out of some problems for us in the short term.
You're right, if we can make that a priority. So, I'm sorry, did she say that? I've listened to the episode. Did she say that we know that they are still in the Cookie Mountains?
I'll put it out there, yeah. So we know they're still in the Cookie Mountains, and right now they seem to be using it basically to duplicate popcorn and the such. Like, the Cymbalines aren't like, yes, here's our big master plan, let's do our big evil scheme with it, yeah.
Then maybe the plan is attempt to locate this as fast as possible, and then rob them of it and use that to then win the rest of this war. Or, if we finish with this key bomb, instead of getting Desdemona to take it, if I get the Cymbalines to take it and duplicate it and just start blowing themselves up with it, like they manufacture their own death.
Give me like 2 seconds. What is this key bomb going to do? You keep saying key bomb as if I'll understand what that means.
Okay. So remember when the Orb of Dragonkind, your girlfriend had dumped on the Cymbalines, got really weird after aging for too long?
Yeah.
I was planning on taking all of the old goo I took out of Dad and using that to destabilize the artifact.
Oh, God.
I mean, just not to say that's a bad plan, just like talking around in circles. Do we think there's enough old in there that if we needed to, we could put the old in one of us and be in charge by age?
I did the math, middle child.
The key that makes you old. I think you should roll other people hearing this idea, because I think this was something that Rex was making large leaps in guessing here. So I want to say that a lot of this is theoretical at this point.
Sure.
I got a 9 this time. Much worse than the last time I rolled this.
7.
I got a 24.
Yep, the group fails, so you're not sure what this would do.
Let me use a reroll. I wanna try and help that 24 be a good roll. That's a 21 to add to the 24.
All right, the group succeeds when you use one of your 3 luckies for this arc.
Yeah, I recognize that maybe this is a little early to burn it, but I think this is important info to get to.
Okay, so the time slime, the essence of senescence is what we were calling it, is this stuff that was taken out of your dad and can be put somewhere else because it cannot be created or destroyed without drawing the attention of the inevitables, which is something you do not want to do. Basically, so I will back up and say, if you think about it in like Lace's case, Lace was living their dragonborn life, and let's say they've filled 95% of their life meter, their senescence. When they transferred into being a dragon, they're still at 95%. The senescence was neither created, destroyed. It was just transferred over, and it just so happens it means more to a dragon than a dragonborn, if that makes sense. Whereas, as Laura suggested, using magic to make yourself older is creating the senescence. So that is why that's different there. Moving it around, yes, we've decided you can basically move one sibling up a rank. So either Rex could become the middle sibling or Hop could become the oldest sibling. I guess Dicaprio could just be older. That's not really changed much, but that's also a thing you could do. There isn't
Dicaprio
enough
getting older wouldn't be enough yet to skip up a category.
To matter, no. And there isn't enough to do one of those things and destabilize the key. With this success, I'll say what destabilizing the key would mean is like adding the senescence to the artifact's connection to the world of forms would weaken it. You'd assume that these connections are temporary between the material world and the immaterial world, and the unstable connection would probably mean that it would break and there would be some kind of breach. I think all of you, you succeeded in this role, so I'll just say this. You know that a thing about this two-world system you're in, this dual-world cosmology, is occasionally there are breaches where the world of form leaks in or, busts through and causes havoc. This was the climax of like half of the seasons of Dice Funk is when this happens. So you would be intentionally doing what is often the final boss or like the villain's plan of a Dice Funk season to Desdemona by creating an intentional, unstable connection to the world of forms, which would breach. And you know that the key is a connection to the form of guilt. So old heads know exactly what that looks like. That is a thing that has happened on screen in a previous season.
Now, maybe if we make her feel bad, she will finally become a better mother. Maybe that's what's being missed. She needs to experience guilt.
Yeah, she gets locked in the she gets locked in the cage of guilt. And then she listens to all of season 3 of Dice Funk and experiences everything that happens there.
And while we're writing this, because I spent resources to get this good check, I want to squeeze as much out of it as I can. If we were to get the loom and try to duplicate this time energy, would that draw the time cops on us?
Yes, any changing, creation or destruction of senescence, it will flag them, and they will show up and kill everybody.
Does that mean that the plan that Rex floated of make these key bombs and duplicate those that was tentatively thrown out would probably get the time cops on us? Because that would be an object imbued with that energy being duplicated.
If I'm following correctly, you can duplicate the key, because that is just a physical thing. You cannot duplicate senescence. No.
So the thing that was suggested of turn the key into a bomb by infusing it with the senescence essentially ends up becoming the bomb. You can't then duplicate that bomb because it's got the senescence in it. Okay.
Is there a way to trick the Cymbalines into duplicating senescence? So then the cops raid them.
Fuck, that's good. Sarah, don't listen any further. Skitch, turn this off right now.
Does it taste good? Oh, fuck, they're always eating. They can make aged steak instantly.
Put some senescence butter on their popcorn and watch them duplicate it to get the cops on them.
Well, bringing back to our discussion about the potential Numenon, there are two that we don't quite know about, the Fulgor and Aelith, but I have, thanks to Andronicus, learned quite a bit more about both of them. It seems as though a clue to the Fulgore might be inside of your mother's lair, actually, Hop. And in return, he is going to find out more information about where the Aelith might be.
Okay.
It seems like our next action is obviously to go take a look at your mother's hoard, Hop. Which also reminds me, I briefly spoke to Bolingbroke, and he's willing, currently, to help funnel information and undermine Desdemona, at least in her plans against us, if we could supply him with relics.
Okay, so we need to find those then. Any idea where those are?
Of which I know 3. Falconbridge apparently has one.
Who?
Oh wait, hold on, I fucked up the joke. Rex shouldn't also remember who this lady is. Rex turns to Hop and says, blue lady, not the genie. I think you mentioned there's a frog now, not the...
Schmigglesby.
Falconbridge, I'm guessing.
Sounds not correct, but let's go with her.
I mean, we could go down the list. If we're ruling out the Slard. We don't think it's the genie. I suppose it could be Helen, maybe. Helen the.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, the Russian blue tabaxi.
That does sound familiar. We'll pencil that in. One of your many blue women has a relic. We can leave it at that for the moment.
Okay. Well, if Helen doesn't sound quite right, it might be Falconbridge. But okay, we can at least rule out. Schmegglesby. We can rule out the Slard. We can rule out Gertrude.
My mother has one, and Viola has one. I presume that is the Time Dragon Claw, which we might be now using for our other plans.
Well, that's good. We already have one then.
But do we want to necessarily give this to Bolingbroke when he is already still sort of on an opposite side to us, and we can use this to our direct advantage still?
I was gonna say, why do we need to give it to Bolingbroke to begin with? It's just that the relics are going to be helpful in this fight, and you are dating? One of the owners of these items, so...
Important detail on that in a minute. He said he'd give me stamps.
Oh, did you two break up?
Well, something will be breaking soon, in a sense.
Is it the bed from... No.
That is leading to what I'm about to explain. Anyway, I'm happy to...
Oh god, Rex, did you get an STD?
I wouldn't describe it like... So I'm gonna be a dad.
Excuse me?
Oh!
On... Congratulations, Rex.
Oh, wow.
As Dicaprio doesn't really know what else to say besides, her drink spilling over.
Why did we start with all of the, list of everyone who hates us? This should have been where we started. Hop is gonna try and give a big ol' hug.
Yeah, Rex will happily give that back, and he'll say, I figured getting out of the way that someone was going to want to murder us first was probably more important than this, because I wanted to make it clear, Dad's probably gonna attempt to melt us, and I now have a much higher, I now have a much higher danger sense than I had approximately 2 years ago.
Don't worry, I've got a magic item for being alert. Yeah, forget everything else. I will now be keeping you safe at all costs. That baby cannot be harmed. Everything, we're gonna create a little shield around you. You are now the rear line fighter, not the front line fighter. We gotta keep you safe now.
I think it makes it sound like Rex is pregnant, as a mammal.
Well, that's actually where you notice now that he's wearing the egg and a baby Bjorn this entire time.
Yeah.
Does anybody, who all knows about this? Is this something you want to keep secret, considering the, again, multiple Elder Dragon proxy wars we're currently fighting?
Rex nods and says, my most trusted small folk are aware, Viola, obviously, for clear reasons. I'm assuming her zombies, I don't really understand how much they recognize. I think they think it's just another bone. It's not really clear to me. Beyond that, I have not told anyone else, particularly since, well, I mean, Desdemona was quite focused on turning Ulysses against us, and I don't want her to see another opportunity.
A treasure chest with razor-sharp teeth and weird spindly legs walks over and cleans up the drink you spilled, Dicaprio, with its strange fleshy arms. And it has a long tongue hanging out, which wiggles really grotesquely as it asks if it can get you anything else.
No thank you, Jack, but I appreciate you being so diligent to our table. I like to think Dicaprio knows this mimic because she spends so much time with Andronicus at this point. She basically signs this guy's checks.
The mimic 7 feet tall of corded muscle.
Oh god,
tongue.
it's huge!
Just nods politely and says, "Thank you, Miss Devereaux," and walks away. Trunk of the treasure chest clacking as it walks.
The bags they give out are shaped like treasure chests, but then also the food looks like a treasure chest, so it's very confusing. Sort of a Matryoshka doll situation.
Yeah, for the audience, I put a Dark Souls mimic in the chat, which I don't think Quinn had seen before. They're really upsetting.
Yeah, so you can imagine this has taken on a different light for me recently. Oh, go on.
What? Why is it so big? It's like a full-grown man.
Yeah. Oh, no, tasty, tasty.
I don't like that at all.
I knew that you would like that.
Yeah, and Rix will basically say, I think probably it makes the most sense to not tell anyone. I mean, God, I don't know what would make my mother angrier. Everything we're doing with small folk, or not knowing she has a grandchild. Both of them might get me burned alive.
Well, we need to avoid that, though it sounds like if we're seeing Dad being burned alive isn't something we can necessarily hope to avoid, so I guess we'll take things one step at a time. We need to check out Sycorax's lair to see if we can't find out some information inside of there. I guess, are we still doing checks for the GLADYS Accord at this point?
Oh no, we're robbing people if we're going into another dragon's hoard. That's it. We're just stealing from them.
Oh.
Which is, I guess, fair game considering I had to wipe out a Desdemona strike team in Viola's house.
Yeah, I sent one to take out some of Desdemona's people after I met Keeper at a conference. It was, interesting. Though, I found out a little bit of a weakness to him. I know he can never die, but Keeper's fanatically loyal to Rosalind, so perhaps we could just use that against him to redirect him towards things.
Yeah. Oh, I was getting attacked by someone's people. I forget whose small folk it was at this point. Who was I getting attacked by?
I love that because A, it was Bolingbroke and Nina Barbas's, but B, you also steam boiled a bunch of your own people. So that you forgot is very funny.
Not a bunch of my own people. I steam boiled Bolingbroke's people. Some of my people got a little. Some of my people got a bit more burned than they should have done. The boiling was not on them.
I love that. Yeah, the way that all came out, exquisite, perfect.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Bolingbroke. Not happy with me. I don't know if that's important.
Well, yeah, I can imagine he does not like you on account of the killing of him. That generally is not going to make someone happy.
Has he not gotten over that yet?
Has your mother gotten over it?
Actually, she does seem to be relatively over it.
Oh god, we still don't know how my mum's gonna respond to the fact I killed her.
We're killing a lot of mothers lately. It's not...
Yours up next, Rex.
I'm well aware.
I do think my mum might be the chillest about having been killed of anyone we've killed so far. I suspect she's gonna be relatively okay with it.
Hop, how does your mother necessarily feel about small folk? Which side of this war do you think she's going to enter into when she comes back?
I mean, my understanding is very much as long as sentient beings are experiencing intense emotions, that's good on her end. I don't think she really minds so much whether it's a small folk emotion or a dragon emotion. I know from personal experience, my memories are no less desirable than small folk ones, so I don't
Wait.
think that would be a problem.
Has your mother been taking your memories?
I mean, yeah, sharing is caring and such.
Oh.
But point being, if there's any of the parents that might be at least not opposed to our side, I could maybe make the argument that turning from a small folk into a dragon is probably going to be one of the most intense experiences any living creature could have. And that degree of emotional appreciation and, like, overwhelmed by what it feels like to exist as a dragon probably would be of interest to her.
I think you really need to sell that, because if I remember correctly, she was also having Ulysses blast them with radiation. And you know what else is an intense emotional experience? When my mother dips them in lava.
Yeah, but again, there's nothing in theory to stop my mum, being like, you've been made into a dragon? Cool. I know you're a little wobbly on the ropes still. Time to boil you alive. She could do both.
Yes, but it's a lot harder when you're a 20-foot tall lightning-breathing lizard.
Well, this sounds like this is a good opportunity to check out Sycorax's lair and ensure she doesn't have any super dangerous weapons that could be used against us should the time come.
Yeah. Okay, maybe sorry, I'm still thinking about my mum. Maybe the way we sell it to her is they've got to go through a big torture house before they can become a dragon, and then they gotta hand over the I got tortured one last time while still small emotions, and then they get to be a dragon.
Well, I can tell you, the methods I have devised while they are getting results are not necessarily physically pleasant. So I guess there is something there to offer.
Okay, well that works out. We go, you won't remember all of this unpleasantness when you come out the other side. We'll take that away from you. Tasty for my mum.
And regarding Keeper, I've been thinking about this. He hates small folk as much, if not more, than my mother. Could we get him to see himself in his uber powerful, cursed, anti-cursed form as a threat to my mother to get him to take himself out? Because he is objectively incredibly powerful, and ergo a threat to the status of dragons just by his level of strength. Meaning he is the exact thing he would want to remove.
You could try arguing that to him and see how it goes, but right now I prefer to just misdirect him to somewhere else.
Could we misdirect him off the side of the planet?
With a good enough check, I imagine we probably could, but perhaps we'll have to wait until we find out. He seems to show up wherever we are eventually, so...
So I guess the question is, of all of these very valuable things we have on the table right now for advancing our position, which is priority number one? Like, is it going and robbing my mum's house? Is that where we start, or do we have a place that is more important to begin right now?
So I would offer this, and Dicaprio is going to actively, I don't know if I need to roll a check or anything for this, Austin, but I'm making sure nobody can hear me when I'm saying this, and I want to actually...
We can do this in the mental group chat if needed.
Yeah.
Anything we're saying here that's super secret can always be in the mental group chat.
Dicaprio is going to express that, from what she understands, the Aelith allows you to see all time and space concurrently, essentially, and reiterates how that would be an extremely powerful tool for us, but how it could be our like immediate undoing if someone like Desdemona were to locate it first. And that the best way to find that is to find this full gore for Andronicus and then use that information. But that's just what her mind is telling her. You guys obviously could feel a different way about what's the priority.
Then yeah, Rex would say, I think the order of operations that makes sense here is we go to Sycorax, we attempt to find details on the Fulgor to get that, and then in turn, Andronicus is doing his search. Then, after that's done, we go locate the Aleph, use that to find the loom, capture the loom, gain a critical mass of magical items we can duplicate, and I guess power bomb Dad into a retirement facility.
God, I really hope Dad's old hoard is like, I don't know. So like, oh, he used to hoard specifically like dragon weakening super weapons or something.
Can I get a perception check from all of you sitting in the double checks my notes? Jack in the box. Jack in the mimic. Fuck.
Jack in the mimic. Yeah.
23.
24.
7.
23 and 24 is very good. You
Austin,
succeed.
is this what I think it is? Is this a pickpocket check?
I have no idea what you're expecting. 23 and 24 are very good. You two hear the distinct crackling noises of energy in the air, of a hum of approaching figures, and you are able to see them at some distance. 3 creatures, which appear to be balls of light with radiating bolts coming out of them. You did very well, so I will just say that they appear to clearly be elementals of some type.
We're in a Spencer's Gifts.
These are... fuck it. They're plasma elementals, I'll just tell you. And there are 3 of... And they're approaching this restaurant you're in and entering by... One's entering the front door, one is entering the back door, one is probably coming through a window or something. You crushed the perception check, so they're clearly trying to surround you.
Austin, as someone made of steam, what do I have to roll to give the energy of how do you do, fellow people made of elements?
I think they recognize you. No, I mean, they know exactly who you are. They're coming towards you and they're triangulating you, so they know.
I'll dive through the fucking window. I don't care.
Would I be able to use the zipper costume rack to get us all Jack and the Mimic out uniforms, and then we just like act like we're employees and sneak out?
Yeah, sure. Deception rolls with advantage because fucking Dicaprio can dress you all as mimics to get you out of the mimic restaurant that I let you be in. Fuck.
21.
Crit 31.
Hell yeah.
I'm the manager of Jack in the Box.
20.
Not only do you all succeed, but Laura got a crit. So, Laura, describe to me how the 3 of you slip out of the Jacking the Mimic restaurant as 3 elemental assassins come in here to try to waste you all while you're eating your delicious mimic nuggets.
We do a great routine where, like, I'm dressed up as the manager, and I loudly declare, like, oh god, there's another delivery out the back, and we've got no one. Everyone's busy on the fryers. God, you two come with me now. We gotta go get this unloaded. With the intention of walk out the back and maybe if we need to steal a truck to leave in.
Okay, well it's a medieval setting, so there aren't really trucks, but a horse carriage, I think.
Yeah.
Are you dressed as a small red treasure chest, a medium steel treasure chest, and a large diamond treasure chest?
Pearl treasure chest, but yeah, I think so.
That feels to be correct.
Sorry, Austin, I know you wanted a combat there.
Yeah, that said, on the way, if this helps that we've skipped your combat, Austin, on the way out, I do pick up like several boxes of like mimic fries. At least 1 in 4 fries is a tiny thin little mimic for us to go eat in the wagon as we leave.
That's perfect. No, it doesn't matter to me whether we fight or not. I'm just trying to make an interesting show. I think you all dressing up as treasure chests to avoid elemental assassins is funny, but you all get in a carriage.
Out of curiosity, I am stupid. I'm trying to think who elemental assassins would be coming from, and the only thing I can think of would be the genie folk.
Yeah, roll history.
History.
Oh yeah, sure.
28.
14.
28's very good. I think Doc Hop, it doesn't even occur to you that it would not be assassins sent by the remaining slavers of genie culture who blame you for destroying their livelihoods and culture.
Yeah. Hey, sorry, this group of people that have come to hurt us and hate us, this one's on me. I can't put it entirely on both of you. This one's on me.
Well, luckily these ones are relatively easy to avoid. Let's just hope that we can avoid their shenanigans the next time as well.
You look out of the carriage, back through the window of the restaurant, and you see the 3 elementals looking confused and then shrugging and ordering something.
They all just walk. They all sit down with a Jack and the Mimic's Happy Meals.
How do they eat? They don't have mouths.
Austin, as the player, it's not usually my position to ask you, the DM, to make a roll. I think you should have to make a roll to see if one of these 3 gets eaten by their mimic meal.
Yeah, you know what? That's fair. It's dexterity saving throw to avoid the Noid. 7. No, that's the last thing you see is one of them disappear into the gullet of a mimic as you pull away in your carriage.
I love that we avoided combat, but we still took 1/3 of the enemies out.
By the choice of your parody restaurant. Fuck off. All right, Laura, it's your mom's lair. Do you want to say or do anything to introduce the Sycorax arc? We know that she makes her home in an acropolis atop a temperate mountain. Humans are her small folk mostly. Everyone there is they have an incredibly high standard of living. No one there wants for basically anything. And now that your mom's gone, they're not even subject to her occasional whims of cruelty. So as you approach, you just smell delicious food cooking. You hear soft, beautiful music. Everyone's waving and smiling as you approach, however you do so.
Would I have any reason to believe that I wouldn't be just welcome to head into her place?
I think we discussed when we've been here a couple times, once during the Carbuncle arc, and I think you were here during a downtime scene, that because of how long dragons are lived and so forth, that and how short humans are lived, that definitely they know about Doc Hop, Sycorax's daughter, but like not all of them have seen you within their lifetime, or if they see, like they don't, dragons sometimes look interchangeable from a distance.
Yeah.
So if you just said like, hey, I'm Sycorax's daughter, everyone would be like, yay, hello, but they wouldn't like know any of you are on sight necessarily.
Yeah. This is more, I guess, on the realm of like, this isn't a case where like Mum's gonna have set up traps that I wouldn't know about and I need to like be cautious of. It's like, yeah, I've come home to Mum's before, that's fine.
Yeah, I will say that when we were here before, you went to like her big temple, you opened some doors, you found a guy being tortured and so forth, and then I asked if you wanted to go behind a locked door to like the inner sanctum, and then you said, no, we're going to pottery class, and then shenanigans ensued from there. Okay. So there's definitely some places you haven't been, and I mean, it's literally, this entire mountain is her domain. There's probably, hundreds of miles you haven't been, but Yeah,
makes sense. I think the best way to approach this is to do so openly about Hop's identity, in as much as I don't think Sycorax in her decline at any point, there's no sign that she stopped being a fan of Team Hop. Like, even at her most, like, falling apart, she was very, like, oh, it's little Hop, oh. So I assume the best way to not look suspicious is to just be like, hello, it is I, daughter of the house, come home for a visit. Nothing suspicious about me being open that I'm here.
Yep, if you come in and you just announce yourself to the humans, they cheer. Someone throws like a wreath of flowers around your neck. Some people offer you fruit, and then they go back to about their business.
So do we just like walk in then, or?
Yeah, I think so. I assume so.
Should we ask someone for the keys, or?
Oh god. Where does Mum leave the spare key? I think it's in the jar of broken glass.
Did your mother enjoy like saw traps, basically?
Well, I think it's more like, look, if someone's gonna break it, like, shove their hand in there to get the key, and then she catches them, she at least gets I shoved my hand in a jar of broken glass emotions out of them. She can guarantee that if she catches anyone like using the key to go in, they've at least got some good memories up there.
Does your mother have a directory to her memories, or like a collector who knows where everything is? Part of the challenge of all this is your mother has a lot of memories to sift through.
Yeah, she explained it to me once, and it's been a while. I think she's got something akin to like the Dewey Decimal System for libraries, but it's ranking them by like intensity of emotion is the first digit, the second digit is positive or negative modifier for the emotion, third digit is like location on the body of the emotion, I think is the third digit. I would need to cross-reference this. I am not certain of the order of them.
Right, well, I guess we're going to have to get in there and see how it's organized. I don't recall your mother having too many traps from the last time we were in there, though she was dying of radiation poisoning, so things might have changed since we were last here.
Yeah, that's my big concern, is whether, like, in a slightly addled state, she either got paranoid and put some stuff up, or got a really warped sense of what was, like, a good welcome gift to set up.
Oh gosh, last time we were here, we never went inside her inner chamber, did we?
We did not. We saw a guy getting flayed alive and then decided that was enough for the day.
I mean, look, it's not all terrible stuff that goes on in the inner areas, like, that I did once go back there, and there was just a room dedicated to, I think the equivalent was like, oh, you enjoy eating, junk food, now you eat junk food forever, and that's pleasant until it's not. Like, it's not, like, all torture rooms, or at least, like, direct torture rooms.
You portrayed that as a good thing, and then you went until it's not at the end there.
That does sound like torture now that you say it.
No, I started saying it out loud, and then I did realize, like, yeah, that kind of is torture. I went to stop myself and say a different room, and I had the same problem with the next one I was going to describe as well.
I'm starting to think all of our moms might be a little screwed up.
Yeah, it's not great. I will say I do prefer that my mom's stance on things is pretty clear-cut. Now, was I haunted by a number of cursed dolls as a child? Yes, I thought Dr. Stabby was an imaginary friend. He was a guy. He was a real guy in my room.
It's almost like if billionaires could live for 10,000 years and fly, they would be unpleasant.
I gotta believe that my mom's got some good stuff going on, because a good portion of my eventual hoard was kind of inspired by her. And we'll see some of the good rooms while we're in there, I'm sure. I remember some of them being good, right?
Well, you lead the way, Hop.
Okay. Austin, what do I have to roll to find where she's left the jar of glass with the spare key in?
I feel like the jar of glass with the spare key is a thing I would inflict on you as a punishment, but you're just handing to me, so survival with advantage because you grew up here.
Yeah, okay. 12. Oh no, with advantage. 12.
Yep, you could find the spare key in the jar of broken glass, but you are going to take 4 damage to your poor dragonborn
Austin,
hand.
do I have to take the damage, or can I do can I say that Hop has been around enough to know that you can just pour the glass out onto the floor and pick up the key?
Oh, fuck. You know
like,
what?
it is just a jar of broken glass. Like, it really
I
is
was going to
only
have Rex ask why you aren't pouring the glass out. if
Yeah,
you're doing
yeah.
this.
I really thought this was like a saw trap. There was no way to manipulate the jar at all, but it really is just like only idiots get like their hands shredded.
This is Shitty Saw from Spewpunk. I want to play a game.
Bad saw, yeah.
I want to be clear. I in my head, this shitty saw trap is explicitly in. I think is it Saw 2 where the woman reaches her hand in to like reach the syringe in the glass box and like
And
her hand
falls into
gets
the pit?
stabbed. No, her hand gets like stabbed as she puts her hand in, and then she's stupid enough to put the second hand in, and that also gets stabbed rather than try and get her first hand out. That's this. It works because there are small folk that don't think I'm in a horror setting. Can I work around this? They just do the stupid thing.
There's some small folk watching us do that whose mind has just been blown. He's never in his life considered you could just dump the jar of broken glass out.
And the camera pans down as he looks at his hands, which are covered in bandages.
There's still giant shards of glass sticking out of some of them.
You've changed the culture of this mountain forever.
It's fine. I will now that it's been witnessed, I will recommend to Mum next time. Maybe make it so that maybe make it a little harder to dodge.
All right. In the back of her main temple, which is like a large columned building with interiors sized for a steel dragon. So plenty of room here. We described it like in episode 2 or 3. There's like piles of things that the humans have brought her and also stuff from Hop's childhood. Just stacks of sentimental objects thrown around haphazardly. You find a door which unlocks the like back of the temple. You find like the room where the guy was being flayed. There's bloodstains on the ground, black with age. You find the room where we were here previously, and I asked you if you wanted to go inside, and then you said no, and then you went and bothered that wizard and his best friend and put them in the trapezoidal hedron. That's where the key goes. And you unlock it, and the door opens. No traps, nothing particularly nefarious here. And you find an inner sanctum with a room that seems cavernously huge. And it is strangely empty. In fact, there are weird markings on the floor where something used to be, like the platform that it was on or whatever. It's like there's a discoloration on the floor. Yeah.
Okay.
Is there any kind of role we can do to work out more of what was here?
Absolutely. Investigation?
You said it's cavernous, so I can turn into my big form and use that stat sheet, right?
There's nothing fictionally keeping you from being big. It's just what we're doing. 18 and 16, the group passes. Doc Hop, this is your mom's place. So I think you probably have a better sense of the space here. You've never been back in this room, or at least you were never here while the loom, the GLADYS Accord loom, was back hidden back here, which you could have seen quite early in the season, although you would not have known what it was at the time. It would have been described to you as a large Huberman sphere, which is a collapsible like 3D sphere with all these joints in it, which would have been covered top to bottom in the encode thoughts strands, but now all that's gone. So with just that 18 and the 16, you think like this room is huge, something very large must have been kept here, something that could duplicate almost any item. Eventually you put it together. This is where Sycorax was keeping the loom for Orlando. You do not know how the fuck the Cymbalines got it out of this room.
No, but the fact that like the only thing stopping the Cymbalines from getting to the room it was in was the key that you don't even have to put your hand in the broken glass to get to does go some way to explaining it, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rex will turn to his sister and go, Hop, this I think she was bad for a while. This is real shoddy.
I am a little embarrassed, I will admit.
I should also say that 18 and 16, in addition to just figuring out that that's what the markings on the floor were, like the mounts for the loom or whatever, you also find the outline of a secret door at the back of this room that leads somewhere else. Like you run your finger along, the gaps in the stone, and you're like, yeah, you've seen a secret passageway. Dragons' lairs are full of them.
It's a secret door, but like the glass, she used the wrong stone to make it, so it's just very obviously there.
It looks like in a point-and-click adventure where the background is uninteractable except for the one slightly differently painted bit of wall.
Yeah. I mean, Sycorax it has a lot of stuff going on. I think I said to Quinn on the crew gunk, like some dragons are pretty easy to summarize. Like you get a quick picture of their psychology relatively simply. Sycorax is the least so. Well, I don't know. I kind of know, but
I don't like speaking negatively of my mother, but I do feel like it would have been prudent to put the loom behind the secret passageway and not in front of it.
Or maybe have like a guy with a knife here at the very least.
Or at least like a death trap that you can't easily just pull the glass out on the floor. Like she could have at least put like the corridor that is fire that you have to crawl through for 3 years or something in the way. Like something to scare off the small folk.
I'm so glad I didn't come up with the glass thing because I would feel really attacked how much everyone's tearing into it.
Do we at least know that there's one sibling out there who has like really fucked up hands because they had to get the key out to get in here first?
Look, Austin, I probably wouldn't have sidestepped the glass thing if not for the fact that you were like, oh, Laura, you gave me that really easily. I'm like, oh well, no, I'm not giving it to you easy now. I'm taking it back.
All right. Yep, the loom is gone, but there's a secret passageway on the other side of this stone wall. What do you do?
Rex will see if he can open up this secret passageway.
Yeah, strength saving throw.
Crit 27.
Hell yeah.
Well, I have to give you something extra with the crit. So obviously the first thing is you push on the stones with your dragon strength, and you just blow it out completely. It's not even like, as far as you know, there was no resistance.
It was just wallpaper.
Yeah, it's the rice paper in like a Japanese house.
We just ripped straight through it.
Absolutely. That's funny. I'm trying to think of something else to give you as a crit, though, because it was just a door situation, but you immediately reveal a stairwell down under the temple, but it is human-sized. You know that Sycorax's small folk form is a human. You never saw her in it often, but you did, for example, during the Cymbeline arc when she was holding the Orb of Dragonkind.
It's going to be so funny when we realize that the Cymbalines never left with the loom, even though they could theoretically make it smaller. They just went to her basement.
I think if you listen to the Cymbeline episode, you know that the loom collapses like the Huberman sphere. That's how they got it out of there. That is not clear to the characters, but obviously...
Yeah.
For anyone who's hearing Huberman sphere and doesn't know what that means, it's the plastic toy that, like, it's the ball that goes big ball, small spiky star ball. In-out thing.
Which, the more I think about it, really, Orlando bitches that we're not doing a good enough job. The guy didn't even describe what the thing looks like that we're looking for. He just went, figure it out, pussies. And then complains that we haven't figured it out based off of the fact that he's calling it a loom when it's actually a child's plaything.
Yeah. Where is this big, like, rectangular thing for, like, threading string or whatever a loom does?
Is this like an old man calling every fucking video game console a Nintendo? He encountered one piece of technology 20,000 years ago, and it's all a loom to him now.
Show up driving to cars, show up to dad's place driving a new car, and he's like, nice loom you got there.
All right. Ahead of you is a human-sized stairwell. Dan, put that crit in your pocket. We'll bring it out in a second. I'll think of something.
I've grabbed it like a kiss from the air.
Aw. I assume you're going to descend the staircase, and when you do, you go down for a floor or so, and then you exit onto a landing, and you see a faint glow up ahead of you. It's pretty dark. There are no candles or glowing light crystals like there are in some basements, but you do see a light up ahead. Do you want to say or do anything?
So I do have dark vision. Is there anything like I can scope out that like might seem like a trap? I guess I'm looking for traps. This feels like where she would maybe put a trap in. Although if she's like kind of blitzed out of her mind, I don't know if she necessarily wants to be walking down the stairs to her house, like stumbling drunk for lack of a better term, and then needing to dodge the landmines that she placed.
Yeah, why don't you give me a sleight of hand with advantage, because you have dark vision.
Okie dokie. That will be a 2. 7.
All right, that's not very good. So I think you slowly move towards the light ahead of you. The air around you feels stale and dead. Like there's no airflow around here. You're in kind of a dank basement. It is pretty dark, and like I said, there's a faint glow, but as you get closer, you're like tracing the ground, feeling for like bear traps or magic sigils or something, and you brush against like a tarp, it feels like almost, and knock it down with your 7 because you failed. And what you reveal is, as the tarp slides off what it was covering, there is suddenly a wave of light that washes over all of you. It is blinding, especially with your dark vision, the sudden burst of light, and you see a row of hundreds of encode thought ribbons all hung up like clothes in a closet, and they are all glowing red and blue and green and pink and yellow, purple, every color, because as we've discussed throughout the season, they represent different shades of emotions, and they were being covered up because when they're all gathered together like this, they are blindingly bright, and you have just knocked the covering off of the first rack and what may be just an underground memory storage unit.
As someone who has had memories directly taken from her before, is there anything I could roll to go like, how much does Hop remember of the color coding system of these?
Yeah, that's a difficult thing to quantify exactly. I guess history, but it's your history, so advantage, I guess.
Yeah, okay. Uh, 20.
20 is very good. So I'll say that all over this mountain, I just double checked because I said earlier that this mountain could have hundreds of square miles. Mount Everest has 400 square miles, so that's not an unthinkable number. There's quite a lot of mountain and quite a lot of civilization, a lot of buildings all over here. There are buildings dedicated to emotions. So she has like a shrine of sadness, a plaza of heroism.
The Horny dungeon.
The Horny dungeon, that's great. You've been to all of those. This is like an inner sanctum.
No, I haven't been to the Horny dungeon, Austin.
Well, when she went through puberty.
I have not been to my mother's Horny dungeon.
Well, they're not your mother's memories necessarily, but I respect you either way.
Yeah, but I have not gone there because I don't want to know what my mother is into.
Okay, fair enough. But this is an inner sanctum of seemingly unsorted emotions. You see green and blue and red and purple all next to each other. So it is not clear to you what the system is here, if any. It doesn't mean there isn't a system. It's just that the first thing that jumps out to you is that this is unlike the previous systems you've seen or have, which are usually grouped by emotion.
Yeah, unlike usually where I would walk into a room and it's like, oh, everything in this room is green, but it's like a spectrum from like lime green through to like absolute dark green and like, it's sorted by shades or whatever. This is you've been color picking at random, and that's not how this normally works.
Yeah, I think we discussed like the hex code system, for colors, and how Desdemona had 3 different colors of ribbons attached to her. I don't know if anyone is taking notes of what those colors were, but we were discussing, what they could have been because there are different shades and some of them are pretty similar, et cetera, et cetera. So there's a lot of interpretive work we could be doing.
Mm-hmm. Building off the joke I made previously that Rex is in fact colorblind, he doesn't understand why she has all these gray ribbons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is there a way to... So we're looking for somebody who encountered the Fulgor, which in my mind, I mean, they died, so I presume there are, like, terror and, like, battle and fighting. Like, is there any way to, like, identify a color that'd be, like, associated in that line?
That feels like purple, right? Purple feels like scared.
That would be insight.
I am gonna give myself advantage in this with my Gucci sunglasses. Not advantage, proficiency. 19.
Very good. Yep, I think you could start touching ribbons around here, ones that feel like they might have the fear of the hunt within them. With a 19, when you get close, like your hand is a couple inches away, you could start feeling the emotions seeping in. You have that nostalgia ribbon hop, which you can use on people, and like it gives off the feeling, and so you can feel it before you even touch it. And yeah, I think purple is a perfectly reasonable one for fear, and you can find ones where like the first one you touch is like someone on their wedding day, like shaking uncontrollably with nerves. You could take your hand off that one, touch another one, it's someone like about to give a big speech in front of like all their friends and family for some other occasion. It's just like a bunch of different kinds of fear, and you start working your way through that. You don't immediately find what you're looking for, but with a 19 you actually are off to a good start of narrowing it down.
Yeah, what is the feeling of being electrocuted to death? What emotion is that?
Owie.
Agony brackets sudden.
I guess Rex will start looking. He'll try to determine what pain is, or fuck, you know what? I guess if it's like the memories of someone right before they die. Well, hold on. Does encode thoughts require the person to be alive when they take the memory?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay, so they're probably not dead.
Well, they might not have been dead when the memory was taken, but they might have died afterwards.
Yeah. I think Rex is going to focus on a different path, and that would be, like, the glory of the hunt. They got any gold ribbons around here? That feels like glory.
Absolutely. Can I get an insight check from you?
Okie dokie. 15.
Yeah, perfect. You start searching and you find exactly what the kind of memories you're looking for. You see someone who's won like a marathon race, and their heart is pounding so hard, but they're overwhelmed by the glory of their victory. These ones are...
Rex isn't impressed because he's got the fastest shoes around. Right now. He could do it better.
Yeah, these ones are bright gold and yellows. In fact, after touching a couple... you see one shade that like smacks your eyes with deja vu. It feels like exactly the color you saw emanating from Desdemona at the quinceañera.
He'll like cautiously touch it and try to see what maybe she was connected to.
Yeah, so this one isn't connected to them, so it's not the same
Okay.
memory, but it is the same. It's the same exact feeling.
Got it.
Which is this craving and desire, I would say, for victory and for things. It's like someone who wants to be the best, and they get it. It's like a gladiator killing someone like twice their size in front of a roaring crowd and being just showered with flowers and. They're winning their freedom.
Rex type behavior. Got it.
Was Desdemona just emotion doping?
Yeah. Hop's attempt to contribute to this is to take a slightly different path and to be looking for things to do with the serene calm of the hunt. The lower your heart rate. Don't give any signs that you're there. It's just you and the moment of the hunt.
Absolutely, I'll get an insight from you.
Uh, 12.
12 is above average, so yeah, you can definitely find some peaceful ones. These ones are light blue. You see, people laying in fields, smelling the warm summer air, enjoying some wine with their friends. People chilling, vibing, keeping it real. But no one hunting some kind of interdimensional tiger, which is what you believe you're here to find.
Yeah. Can we triangulate where we're at right now? Be either look for a ribbon that is a combination of these colors stranded together, or just physically, we assume there's a system. What's at the midpoint of these?
I don't understand what is so different about these compared to all of your mother's other, I guess, unsorted memories. Yeah, I found an intense one, but most of them aren't particularly insane.
Is it just that these ones haven't been sorted because it's takes a while to go, yeah, is this emotion is the day that I tripped over and scraped my knee more of a sadness memory or a pain memory? That might be delaying organization, maybe.
Then is there a place where the more sort of fascinating memories would be held? I mean, I looked through fear and I didn't see the dude who was being tortured to death when we were last here, so I imagine there might be a place where she keeps the more precious memories. Where does she keep the memories of you, Hop?
Hop kind of stops at the suggestion that those would be particularly precious memories. Austin, I'm going to ask quickly. The memories we sort of experienced while rummaging around this room, do they seem like they're from different perspectives, or could these all be one person's memories?
No, I think you've seen a bunch of different contexts and perspectives which make you believe that these are people from all walks of life. These are different species of people through different times over the last 1,000 years. Yeah, it's hard with the limited information you have to know what exactly is what keeps them here. But yeah, you're definitely asking the right questions.
Yeah. To respond to Dicaprio's question, I think Hop will go, oh, I don't know where she keeps mine. I'll be honest, I hadn't considered that she kept mine. And I know that's really silly, considering she was taking them. It's I'm having the moment right now that's when you know that the tooth fairy's not real, and then you go, oh, so my teeth did go somewhere, huh?
Oh, the tooth fairy is so real, and the Cymbalines heisted their shit last episode.
Okay. Sorry, let me give a different example.
No, maybe you don't know that tooth fairy is real, but they do.
It's like when you learn that the toenail fairy isn't real, and that your toenails have been going somewhere.
Was someone taking your toenails?
Were you never told about the toenail fairy?
My toenails don't disappear, Hop.
Oh.
Is this still happening? Hop, are you okay?
That's a question for another time. Point being, I hadn't considered Mum had kept any of mine, so I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna, I guess, reach into my RIP Prada bag, and I'm gonna look up information about Sycorax's hoard that I've uncovered as my time as the Shadow Broker.
Name or describe a person, place, or object. The spell brings to your mind a brief summary of the significant lore about the things you named. The more information you already have about the thing, the more precise and detailed the information you receive is. Interesting. So this is all of the scouting reports Lace has compiled for you, plus magically connected to other sources of information you have set up over the years. Here's a thing that you may have forgotten that was buried in notes you've taken in a couple of different conversations with Sycorax, where Sycorax has mentioned little guys that she has been building. She said this at the quinceanera. She mentioned briefly, I think during Sycorax, during the Hop's downtime, she might have mentioned this. I'm trying to think of all the times I've brought it up. It's been, it was when the loom was stolen. She said, oh no, Orlando's going to find out I was using it for, never mind. Do any of you recall any of these?
I am aware of what's being referenced. I've also listened to the Simple 8 episodes. So.
Okay. Yeah. So here's the thing. Sycorax was not just keeping the loom, safe to keep it hidden. That's also why she had it so accessible behind one locked door. She was using it all the time to spin the encode thoughts ribbons into things that she was not supposed to be doing. You've gotten more and more information. I'm trying to be fair to the legend lore as if you crit. There are creatures made of emotions. Sycorax hoards emotions. I don't think it's a leap to say to intuit that she may have made some, and that she's not supposed to have them, so she may be hiding them somewhere.
So, oh god. It might not be a tiger anymore, but she made a tiger out of the memory.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of all the things I could add to this. You're trying to intuit what makes the memories in this secret room different from the ones in her other temples. And the loom was upstairs. She was using it to duplicate the emotions. You think that these are the ones that she wanted to make people out of things. The creatures that are made of emotion are called sorrow-sworn. They were naturally occurring on the Shadowfell plane, which was, presumably destroyed. Fragments of it may still exist the way that the Feywild still exists in shards, but that's where they were originally created. But they could be, if you had access to raw emotions, they could be spun up. And if she was making them down here...
I've got a follow-up question on this. Does Hop get... If Hop, just closes her eyes and, tries to get a feel of this room, are there any memories down here that feel like they might be hers down here? Because Hop's just suddenly wondering, has part of me been used to make a living thing? Is there a thing made of me as might happen?
It's certainly possible. What do you want to pitch me a specific memory, Laura? Do you think there's an interesting one that your mom would have kept?
Oh, that's a question. It's hard to know without knowing what it is that she is seeking in a memory that makes it down here.
Yeah, I think putting all the information together to be a sorrow-sworn would require a specific kind of strong animating emotion that could become a person unto itself.
It doesn't have to. The name implying sorrow doesn't suggest that it actually has to be a sorrow-esque emotion.
They're all driven by a strong craving and desire that is negative in a sense. All of those canonical sorrow-sworn are creatures that attack you on sight. I'm trying to think when they were added to Dungeons and Dragons, because they 100% feel like the denizens of Silent Hill is the vibe.
Yeah. Okay,
I think they were a 4E thing.
How's this for space to play in, Austin? You can throw this back and forth if this sounds interesting. Is a memory of a moment that is specifically a younger Hop desperately seeking her mother's approval. Perhaps the most that Hop has ever been, I would do anything for you to be happy with me.
Where these sorrow sworn, do they hide? Do they move? Where? If they're created in this place, where do they go afterwards? Like, can they disguise themselves? Can they be human?
They're native to the Shadowfell, which was a plane of darkness. So they are like creatures that lurk in the dark. You were in a dark basement, so that makes sense. I will say that Sycorax is not supposed to be making these things. It's not the proper use of the loom. She was doing this against Orlando's wishes. She'd probably hide them, probably in some fucked up dungeon under her temple. Probably in some kind of dungeon, like a dungeon that belonged to a dragon.
Oh, it's in the Horny dungeon. All right, guys, let's go over to the Horny dungeon. We gotta go check out all the nasty thoughts until the little critters come out.
Rex will pipe up and say, so I guess it's good that we're realizing this, but does that get us any closer to finding these Fulgore memories?
Well, if she turned the Fulgore into one of them, then it might already be somewhere lurking underneath this place.
Yeah. Okay. I think you say that, and all of you get the light bulb over your head. There seems to be something about particularly powerful emotions that make good sorrow sworn. Someone meeting an interdimensional tiger that may be a Numenon, a thing beyond description, beyond understanding, would be a particularly powerful emotion. She may have made that into a living creature fueled by a craving to attack people, and it may be in a dungeon under one of these temples on this mountain. So, good luck with that.
Alright, then I guess we're gonna go into the fuck dungeon and kill a tiger.